Welcome to the Safe Par Golf Podcast, where two average golfers talk about golf and things. I'm your host, Derek.
I'm your host, Dominic.
We are currently on episode 41, and we have a very special guest today. We have Matt and Nate with Two Friends Golf. They are a golf apparel company that offers some of the most comfortable and high-quality polos golf has seen. Make sure to give them a follow on Instagram. Their handle is @2friendsgolf. Matt and Nate, thank you so much for taking the time and hopping on our podcast. We are on episode 41, and we are very excited to have you guys on. We're talking about Two Friends Golf and how it got started, the partnerships, the future of your apparel company. We'd love to just kind of dive in and said thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
So we have Matt and Nate. It's a fairly new company, correct?
We're just at the 2-year point.
Just about, yeah.
Mhm.
I think August was when we started in 2020.
Yep.
So that was right during COVID then, for the most part.
Yeah, that's what kind of got us into it. So a little bit of backstory on us. We went to ASU together, and after we graduated, we just kind of ended up moving in together. So roommates right now. And during COVID, you guys know there was nothing to do. So we were just kind of playing some video games, and then we're like, hey, why don't we try out golf? And we've really never golfed before. I mean, my dad would have me pick up some clubs and try it, and wouldn't like it too much. So
Yeah, I think we were both playing with the clubs we got when we were like 15 years old or something. So
Yeah.
we were just jumped right into it.
And we were playing, and it was probably what was like 110 degrees outside. We're getting like the nice specials on it. And we're like, man, if we're going to suck this bad, we might as well look good while we're doing it. So we looked around online, and, we saw a couple of cool companies, nothing that really stuck out to us because if you look at our polos, we're very vibrant and it's out there. So we wanted to do something different. And it started off as just, making a couple for me, him, and, a few buddies. Everyone pitches in, and then we couldn't make it like that. So, manufacturers like, no, you got to do a bigger order. And, so we're like, maybe we should just try to sell 50 of them.
Mhm.
Just give it a shot. And we sold out, I'm not kidding, within, I'd say less than a day. Those 50
Wow.
just in all our followers. And, we didn't even have a account at the time. And I'm like, okay, I think we have something here.
So did you come up with a name on the golf course? Was that, whose idea was that?
That was Nate, I believe. And I think it was here in our apartment. It was like after a couple weeks of golfing, and then Nate was like, I got an idea on this. And that's when he brought up the Two Friends Golf. And I was like, yeah, I think you got something here. And we ran with that.
Yeah. We're two
Clever
friends
name with
golf, now we golf.
Yeah.
Our newfound love. Once you start golfing, it's either you're just going to hate it and you can't pick it up, or you start to really like it, and you hit a couple of good balls and then you're hooked.
We talked about this many times on the podcast of how many people have actually picked up the game of golf during COVID. This is actually the first time we've talked to somebody that's actually started and then created a business all during COVID. So that's super cool. I didn't realize, I knew you started the business during COVID, but I didn't realize that you guys literally just kind of picked up the clubs and went,
the clubs
went
and
for it.
gear.
So.
Yeah.
How was that?
So yeah, that's what got it going. And we're just like, maybe it's a crazy idea, but it's turning into just something, life-changing. It's just Matt and I, but the amount of reach we've been able to, create just with our, just kind of setting some DMs and just, one person sees us, someone sends another polo to the other person. It's just amazing, how much social media can change the game.
You went to ASU, you said?
Both of us did. Yeah.
Okay. So did you guys have anything in background as far as college degree or anything in the business field? Is that kind of what kind of sparked your idea at all, or?
It definitely helped. ASU's business school is great on that. They teach a lot of the good intros into that. But it was actually, what would that be, 2 years after we graduated that we started Two Friends Golf. Nate has a lot of entrepreneurial experience, so that definitely helped. And then I think the majority of it has just been learning as we go. I never thought I'd be sitting here in my apartment learning how to do taxes for a business, but it's a lot of it was self-taught as well.
Yeah. Yeah, we're learning really fast that it's not about what you know, it's about, who you know and who you can make those connections with.
Mhm.
Because at the end of the day, I mean, YouTube has gone so far. You can do pretty much anything just from watching a couple of videos, and it's not hard. You just got to put in the work. That's the hardest thing, is just pushing yourself to keep on going. If you're not seeing visitors on the site, what can you do differently? And being not only the marketing department, but the person in charge of the orders and everything else, because these companies have massive departments, with 5 to 10 people just in social media. And we're over here, we have a pretty nice camera, and then we're on our phone. We can learn some good editing skills, and just like seeing the progress on our photos. If you look back to the very beginning, you can kind of see how they get better and better and better, and then more likes, and it's awesome to see how it's grown.
So I want to talk.
Let's get Dom in the picture. Sorry.
So going back to watching it grow, one person gets a polo, it shows to other people. I actually messaged you guys after our tournament because we did give away some polos, and I don't know if you noticed this, but you're too busy talking, I think, with other people, but one of the guys got the Bolt polo with the lightning bolts all over it. Yeah. And just the pure joy on that guy's face. And this is a grown man. we had little swag bags for everybody who registered and everything. And the dude was so pumped to get a polo and had no idea who it was from or the company or anything, but just loved the design. I think that says a lot. I don't know. That to me, it's just that little moment, that guy is going to go, okay, who are these guys? And then boom, you're going to have somebody who's probably going to buy more and stuff like that. I don't know if you noticed that or not.
Yeah, no, I think, so that we gave away trophies, some 2 friends hats, and then also polos for first place. So that was part of our prizes, and said everyone was very happy with the tournament, the way it finished out, but the polos were kind of the hit. Everyone likes the flashy style. So,
and I felt good because that's a polo I have. I have the Bolt one, and I was like, yes, didn't get an ugly one. I love it. Just seeing the joy in that guy's face, getting that polo was priceless.
And I am currently wearing the Lights Out polo. I believe that's the name of the Lights Out, I think, right?
Yep. You're rocking.
So while we're on that topic, we had mentioned beforehand that you guys are kind of putting together a really cool promo right now for the US Open.
Yes. So if Rory wins the US Open coming up here, you have to buy a polo by Saturday. But if he wins, your polo is completely free. We'll have all the promo codes and everything, and we can give it to you once we get that settled in. But
Absolutely.
So if he wins, you get completely refunded. Keep the polo. It's on us. Our boy Rory, hooked it up. So
very cool. Yeah, that's an awesome way to get a free polo. That's for sure. So I think we're all pushing for Rory to win the US Open.
Is it just Rory because you guys like Rory?
Yeah. What's the significance behind Rory? Is Rory just the man? Is that why we're pulling for Rory?
Well, I know he is the favorite, at least lined up for this tournament. But yeah, no, we've been. I can't say I have a favorite golfer because of all the personalities out there, but I think Nate and I have been big fans of him ever since
he's been
got huge.
He's been tearing it up recently too.
He's been playing really good golf.
Yeah.
So you guys just picked up golf. You said you had clubs from a long time ago and all that, but did you guys follow golf previously at all?
Not at all. No. My dad he would turn it on the TV, and I'd be like, "That's my time to go play video games." Or because I played lacrosse in high school, and then football throughout my life, and just wasn't really interested in it. And my dad kept telling me, he's like, "You need to learn golf. You're gonna want to do it one day." And I never listened to him, and here I am. I'd be happy if I break 100.
You made a pretty good TikTok displaying that experience.
I think that's how we met, actually, right? Isn't it? I sent you guys that TikTok.
Yeah, I think you sent a TikTok a while back. Yeah, I think, and then we went through the DMs a little bit. Yeah, it's actually kind of fascinating, to be honest. As you started a business, you never even really played golf leading up to it. And the success you guys have had is just absolutely crazy. Do you guys have another like, is this your full-time gig right now? Do you have anything else on the side? I know some people like will manage a couple different, they'll have a full-time gig and then they'll also have their kind of, I don't want to say side hustle, but like for me, it's Safe Park Golf is kind of like my baby, and that's like my side gig. And then I also work in sales. So is this something that you guys just went full in on and you guys are just full-time and you don't have anything else going on?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much it's definitely more than a full-time job at this point.
Yeah, I know Nate and I've been up since 5 a.m. working on this. So it's a lot of hours we both put into it.
Yep.
Which makes sense when you say you're putting in, like, you're doing the camera work, photography, you're learning tax, all these things. There's so many aspects that go into building a business and a brand that you just don't really realize, but it is helpful now that you can look at tools and on YouTube and Google and all these helpful ways to kind of learn that.
I mean, that's exactly what I did. Derek has Safe Park. The podcast is kind of my baby. I have no idea what I'm doing half the time, but like you hop on YouTube and go, okay, how does this work? Because we're trying to make the jump to YouTube. Not that that's spoiling anything.
Yeah, but we're looking to down the road. Yep.
I just, I have a nice camera. Boom, we got a microphone on it. Like, I don't know how to do any of that, but yeah, YouTube is like the greatest tool that nobody asked for.
Yep.
Unless they're trying to learn like school stuff. In that case,
then
it's no help.
Yeah. So you started Two Friends Golf. It's an apparel company. You have some pretty big social media influencers that have kind of backed your brand. We've had Snappy Gilmore on our podcast, and I know when we talked to him, he was actually, I think, supposed to be teeing it up with you guys. I think like that weekend or that next day.
Yeah.
What's it been for you guys? Like, what's it been like for you guys having a couple big influencers also to kind of propel your apparel company?
Well, it's been huge. That's how we've been, really making our brand. To be honest with you, I don't know if it's a secret or not. I really don't care. But we haven't spent much Facebook advertising wise, Instagram advertising wise. At the end of the day, it's getting the eyeballs on it, and how you do it can make a difference. I'm sure Facebook ads are good, but we've had such a great success with just reaching out to, NFL players. We have some people on the Bills that like to wear our stuff. Two-Turn Tony, the TikToker, which is just awesome dude. The list goes on, but influencer marketing is our way to market, and it's been a game changer for us for sure. And it's hard once you start up, like it's hard because no one knows who you are. There's all those like spam robots, like, oh, hey, like, whatever. So you got to beat that. But then once you get a couple in and, you take care of them, you send them good stuff, and it really makes a big difference.
What was it like playing with Snappy Gilmore, by the way?
That was a blast.
Was it? 'Cause I'm sure it was. Does he play one-handed the whole time, like the whole round, or is it just like mainly the drives? Or does he switch it up?
One two-handed shot, but pretty much 100%.
And he did have the Two Friends golf glove on. So
I seen him rocking. I saw some of the videos.
Yeah.
So many people give him so much crap because they're like, I'd like to see him play the whole round or play more than one shot. And it's like,
and he's such a good dude.
He really is.
Yeah.
Let him play. Let him grow the game. Just let him play.
Yep.
Everyone comments on his TikToks like, oh, now do it like, left-handed, right-handed. And then I was just like, everyone's going to comment, do it no hands next. Like there's
exactly
high expectations. Like let the man live.
There's so many negative comments, and it's like the guy literally just picked up a golf club too. I mean, within like a year and a half, he was saying. So it's like for him to do what he's doing and things that he's like the events that he's gone to, just from using this, it's like, it's wild. So it's like, good for him. I also wanted to talk about the partnership that you have with the NASCAR driver, Jack Wood, which again, I'm rocking the lights out polo. He's got his truck all wrapped up in the same wrap. How did that come about, and explain a little bit about how the whole NASCAR experience has been for you?
That was pretty much the same way with what Nate was saying, with just the getting that organic connections on social media, where it really started with, we saw Noah Gragson, who's really blown up in Xfinity Series with NASCAR. he followed us. And he was a name I had heard of before because I'm a big NASCAR fan. My dad's an even bigger NASCAR fan. So I grew up watching that and still do to this day. But with him really getting us out there, and then that led to the connection with Ryan Reed, who's a former racer, and he manages Jack. And they're both good friends of Noah. So that really started that connection. And it went from us sending them a few shirts to we were sending them shirts embroidered with their team logo to leading up with this partnership that we had out at St. Louis. That was just
insane.
Insane. That was, I remember the first time we saw the truck, actually, it was their backup truck that they had in the trailer. But when they set us up with the true VIP access to everything, that just, and me as a NASCAR fan, I know was great. And when we were up on the toolbox and saw that truck for the first time on pit lane, and then we saw Jack in that fire suit, it was, I think, insane is the best word for it. It was some of the most fun I've ever had, and it was a surreal experience.
So was that you kind of saying, hey, I'll take care of you guys in some polos, and how do we get this vehicle wrapped then? Or was it just because I think we talked about it before, like one of the drivers, and I'm assuming this is Jack, really kind of reached out to you, like loved the polo look, and he was like, hey, I kind of want to do something cool with the vehicle. Is that kind of how that happened?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it kind of just blossomed from there, where we formed that partnership because, we're a growing company and they're a growing racing team. So we kind of met perfectly in the middle with that in order to really grow together.
I don't know about you, Don, but so I've never been to a NASCAR race, but I have some family that's from down south, and I've been to a couple like car races, but I haven't been to a NASCAR race at all. But they're a lot of fun to go to. Minnesota here, it's not very big, I would say, like as far as like track wise, we have like one track it's not a NASCAR track.
We have a track?
Yeah.
Should we race my car?
We do have a track in Brainerd.
The drag strip.
Drag strip. Yeah. But as far as like racetrack, most of them are like either dirt track or like they're smaller stock car type of deal, but they're a lot of fun. So I can only imagine what it would be like to be like up close and personal to like the truck itself and being like near the pit. That's just wild. As I said, it's a new brand, and I like the fact that it's a golf apparel company, but it's more than that, right? You now you have partnership with NASCAR. Is that something that moving forward, what is your goal for Two Friends Golf? I mean, as far as like, are you trying to sponsor golfers? Are you just trying to get your, what is your future with partnerships?
Do you want to sponsor a podcast? Grow on podcast?
Yeah, we can sponsor a podcast too.
Never know.
I'll get you a shirt too.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the end of the day, a big thing with marketing and, as you're growing your own business, you see the YouTube videos and everything else, reading the books, it's, find your niche and kind of stick with it. We have a very unique brand where, it's golf, but we're not very good at golf. So, we don't post that many pictures and videos of us playing golf. So we're kind of able to expand a little bit more. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're not just narrowed into golf, which is a big no-no in the, in the marketing world, but we're going to see where it goes. And I think it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah. I think that's where Nate and I are truly in a great spot, because it's not like we went into Two Friends Golf trying to, with whatever goal. It was just, we didn't limit ourselves any way as far as a list of things. It's just been every day, pretty much every day, something comes to us that really surprises us, whether it's an order from a state we haven't delivered to, if it's seeing somebody out and about that we don't even know rocking our polos. It's just really, I think it's in our About Us. We started this just to pay for a couple rounds, and then it really blew up exponentially from there. So I wouldn't say any specific goals, but just to keep growing and make the game of golf fun, get clubs in hands of as many people out there and have them enjoy the game and look good doing it.
And one thing though, for goal wise, we are going to be releasing, so we have like some sort of a wholesale type platform. not too far into it yet. We do wholesale, but we really want to hit it hard with businesses, companies, restaurants. We're in one of the largest clubs in Arizona right now, like all their barbacks, managers, and we really want to grow that because not only is this a fun party shirt on the course, it's also fun off the course with your friends on the 19th hole. So really start pushing that and just grow and see where that goes.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel kind of left out because I don't have a fun shirt on.
Hey, we got you.
You're fine.
So like I work and run specialties, so it's hard for me to show up in like a polo. I don't know. I have like an Adidas golf shirt on and it's like recycled. So it's kind of neat. So it's like I'm wearing something golf, but
Something golf related.
yeah, I don't know. Like, first of all, the truck, yeah, it's pretty sick. I'm not a NASCAR dude. My buddy's super into NASCAR. The truck, I think I'm probably into the truck. The truck's pretty cool. So between you two, who designs more of the kind of polos, stuff like that? Or is it pretty even?
That should be Nate. He's grown I'm sure he's always had it, but had an eye for design this whole time, whether it's, finding inspiration. I can't think of all the places you've had, but if it's finding inspiration in some kind of picture or something, he's taken the lead on design and come up with obviously a lot of great polos. I'm putting those together.
It's a lot of like long nights, just going through designs, checking out which ones work, which ones don't. These file sizes are super big. So like just doing like, one little thing isn't always easy, like the fastest, but it gets the job done.
It does. It definitely
we figure
does.
it out, and yeah.
What would you say was your favorite part of Two Friends Golf as far as like business aspect, and what's like one of like the least things that you guys just can't stand? Like as far as like on the business side of things. Or not necessarily can't stand, but just like something that you don't necessarily enjoy. Like, I mean, like taxes, for example. Obviously, no one really likes taxes. But you know what I mean? Because there's so many aspects of what you guys are doing. Like you said, long nights of coming up with different types of
I'd say that may actually be one of my favorite parts because, as any friends or any business partners, you're going to disagree. But Nate and we've spent a lot of time together getting to look through designs, look at different marketing avenues we can go through. So that's been a lot of fun because you rarely get to start a company with your best friend and grow as friends and also grow a business together. So I think that may be my favorite part on it. But you hit the nail on the head on the least favorite. It's the tracking expense receipts and doing taxes and all that. That's tedious.
The best part though, when we get that one design, when it finally clicks, because it's not just we put it on the paper and it's like bam, that's good. When it finally clicks, we both look at each other and we're like, yep, that's it. That's the best part.
Yeah. Whenever I see that, it always reminds me of the whole, did we just become best friends? Yep.
Yeah.
The same thing.
Yeah.
Did we just find it? Yep.
We just had a new logo made. So it's kind of along those lines where it's like the first logo, we were like, yep, this is it. This was going to be like forever, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And now we changed it and we're like, oh my God, like it's so good, but we still incorporated the old logo. It's like that. We can kind of relate to that. Yeah. So between the two of you, what's your favorite like design in terms of the polo? Because like I've seen the blue one that you're wearing. I have no idea what it is. But like the Aztec one is pretty sweet.
Think like notebook paper.
Like the composition.
Ah, yeah. I like that one.
See, every time I see it, I think the white could be like little like aerial views of the hole.
That I was just gonna say the same thing. Kind of does.
Oh, I never.
Yeah, you're welcome. You can market that.
Did we just come up with an idea?
Yeah, we did.
That's what it is.
Yeah, remember when we came up with that?
Yeah.
You can market it. I just want like 20%. Like, don't worry.
Well,
that does kind of look like that. Yeah. I like that.
We're hiring.
Don't tempt me. I'd have to bring Derek with me though. I couldn't go alone.
Oh, absolutely.
There we go.
So what is one piece of advice starting a business if you could give to somebody, whether it's golf related or just anything as far as a business principle? Like if somebody's trying to start a company, what would you give them?
Keep going. Yeah.
just stick to it. There's going to be a lot of tough points and things that make it seem like it's not worth it, but I'd say in the end it's always going to be, and it's just stick to it.
That's kind of what I always say too.
Don't get caught up in, the people trying to sell you, whether it's like courses or in a website design, and everything is important, but you don't need that, especially with Shopify as a tool. And it's so accessible for everyone. It's very easy to come up with something on your own. And, I've spent, I don't know how much, like over 30 grand over like just web development and everything else. And it's at the end of the day, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. So just grind, don't get discouraged, because eventually, like once you fill, like this is what we say all the time, like we just got to keep filling up the funnel, and then eventually it starts overflowing, and that's when you get the real results.
Yeah, you'd be surprised what you can teach yourself. If it's like Nate with the design side, or me sitting down trying to figure out how to fill out IRS forms, you'd truly be surprised if you stick to it, what you can teach yourself. And it truly is just Nate and I. We do all from the designing the shirts, ordering the shirts, all the way to fulfillment. And it's been crazy.
That just makes it that much more special for you two as well, right? I mean, you guys are literally started it from scratch, and you guys have come a long way. As far as like getting polos in, are you guys still just are you guys eventually looking to like get a bigger space or anything like that? As far as, now you guys are selling all these polos. What's like the warehouse or the
so
something always on the list.
Yeah. So, my family has a CBD company. We have a couple of different stores. So I'm there pretty much every day, and we have a massive back area that I don't have anything in. So we turn that into our mini warehouse.
There you go.
And then, we have a couple of like other, spots around Arizona, but that's like our little hub that we go to, because I'll be there, I'll print out every single order that we get. We try to send out the exact same business day. So usually at about 3 p.m. every day, Matt will swing by, pick up all the orders. And because don't you hate it when you order something and it takes like 7 days to send?
And it's not even shipping. It's like, oh, we'll ship it in 7 days.
Yeah. You're not going to receive it in 7 days. You're going to send it in 7 days. So we try to make it so you get the polo within like 2 to 5 business days, which makes it just so much more unique, because at any of these other companies, even like Nike, if you order something, it's going to take them at least, 4 days to send off. So we're really creating a good experience. We've never had any complaints at all. I think just, trying to give the best customer service. That's like another key thing to our success, is just treating your customers the way that, they support you. You got to support them, and everyone's in this together and growing. So
Arizona is definitely hot in the summer. I mean, today we had a hot day today. Obviously, it's 101 degrees right now. But I was out playing golf in Arizona last summer in August, and it was 120 degrees, and we played 72 holes in 2 days. So it was 236. It was wild. And we got up. We played an early morning tee time, so it wasn't. I mean, it was still hot, but I would say Arizona definitely is kind of the mecca for the West Coast of golf. You have Myrtle Beach out on the east, and is that something that's really kind of propelled you guys as well? Because you're out of Scottsdale, you said, correct?
Yeah.
There's so many golf courses out in the Phoenix, Scottsdale area. Are you putting I know you mentioned like barbacks having polos. Do you guys have your polos in any of the clubhouses? Have you guys like hit the golf courses and tried to put them in there? Or is it mainly just kind of ordering it online and trying to provide for like some of the bars or the I'm drawing a blank on I don't know what you're the Rangers or anything like that, that are on the golf course?
Yeah, we have them in a couple of courses. One that's the most special to us though is Coronado, and it's a course in Old Town Scottsdale. It's your average. There's only 9 holes to it, but the people there are amazing. We actually kind of ran into that through our golf instructor Tim, and he's been just awesome with everything, you know. And
He's almost a bigger promo guy than Nate and I.
I know.
He will tell everybody about Two Friends Golf every time we go there.
Yeah.
He's rocking our polos, and
He's like a walking billboard.
oh yeah,
and he's the best golf instructor in Arizona, if not the country. I mean, it just the fundamentals and everything you learn from it. We haven't done that many lessons to get really good, but our game has completely changed. And I've seen some of the people that he's taught like before and after, and it blows my mind.
Different night and day difference.
Oh yeah. More than that even. And the cool thing about that course too, is it's cash only for the driving range and, the course. And so you'd think that, nowadays people usually just do, credit card, whatever, but we still get a lot of sales just with cash, which is awesome.
They're always packed. They have a lighted driving range that I believe is open until 9 o'clock at night. And so it's always packed there. It's a great place to go. Like, you get off work.
It's a spot.
It's anybody in the Scottsdale or Valley area, we highly recommend Coronado.
Yeah.
Coronado is what you said it was called?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it like a par 3 or is it like a executive?
Yeah, it's like a 9-hole executive course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yep.
I never have cash, so I'd never be able to play that place.
Yeah, right.
Straight up, like, I never have cash. I downgraded to like a super minimal wallet that I don't think I can put cash in. I'll never have cash. So I'll just make Derek pay.
Yeah, I'll pay for it.
There we go.
There you go.
One of those like carbon fiber ones, like you slide the cards out of.
No, it's straight up just like nylon. Like, it's super stretchy.
Oh.
It's pretty cool. Like,
I have the same type of deal. Yep.
like I could fit money in here.
You could fit cash.
I don't
how
have
much
any
is
money.
Coronado cost first off? Because then maybe we'll make him pay if he.
I think around it's under $20, right?
Oh yeah. See.
Yeah.
Oh, I can get $20.
Yeah, and then going out to the driving range, it just depends on what bucket size you get.
Well, I got to get the biggest bucket because I need a lot of work.
Get as much practice as you can.
Switching up a little bit, U.S. Open is this week. I know you mentioned the Rory promotion. Do you guys follow the PGA Tour now that you guys are into golf and selling, polos? Is that something that you guys are following the PGA Tour? And I wanted to kind of get your thoughts on the LIV. If you guys follow that with the PGA Tour, what are your thoughts on any of that?
Love the competition. I think it's awesome. I know there's definitely a lot of controversy, whether it's, good for the game or not. And, it's just for the money. But I mean, after watching it this past weekend, you see the fast pace of play like this. I feel like if it was like this back when I was growing up, I would have maybe watched it, and it's a very unique thing. I feel like they give the players a lot of opportunity to make money, which is at the end of the day, I mean, they love golf and you get to do what you love to do, but at the end of the day, you're in it for the money, and I think that they're doing something that PGA should have done a long time ago. Maybe that's a hot take. I don't know. That's a very hot take.
Controversial.
Yeah, not.
We've always said that the PGA doesn't. We've always said that the PGA doesn't really seem to do a good job growing the game. Like, if you ever post anything PGA related on Instagram, it gets flagged, even if it's yours. I saw an account had that happen where they recorded it with their phone and the PGA took copyright of it.
Yep.
And you're like, that doesn't sound right. They don't really market their players either, where I'm not saying the LIV does that either, but I feel like down the road, they're going to market, hey, we're going to market Dustin Johnson. We're going to market Bryson. All these other dudes are now given a chance, where the PGA, unless you're the world number one, I don't think they really care about you, which might be the hotter take. But just the way that everybody's been acting, I just don't think the PGA cares.
Yeah, and anything that can bring eyes to golf is always going to be good, because we've come to love the sport. Anything that gets people more into it.
I see like a red dot on her chest. Like the PGA is like watching out. Like
exactly, saying there's a red laser on our screen.
Jokes on you on the 20th floor.
I'm kind of on the. I don't like JT and Rory especially really talked about it, and I guess it depends on the person, the legacy, and where you're at, financially. There's so many young guys.
We had this conversation before we even hopped on here. I told Derek, I kind of think it depends where you are as a player. Someone like Rory and JT who are currently winning, currently being competitive, not getting cut very often, it would make sense not to leave. But you see someone like Dustin Johnson, who I feel like gets cut all the time for as athletic as he is, he shouldn't get cut as often.
Blows my mind.
There's players like Ricky who can't get out of his own way, where it makes a little bit more sense.
Especially because he's a huge name that could make a lot of money for marketing purposes.
I wouldn't go that far with Ricky.
Well, he's still arguably.
When's the last time he was on TV?
They still advertise him like crazy.
Yeah, his ad. Yeah, but
that's what I'm saying.
Once he joins the Live, that's all going to go away.
Not necessarily. Bryson DeChambeau is all over Puma and Cobra, and they're not gonna. There's no way they're gonna cut him unless maybe what'll happen is Cobra and Puma will cut him, and then two friends will show up and sponsor him.
Hey, you never know.
So maybe we're onto something. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see though, because they've mentioned that like, okay, these players are jumping now. What are the manufacturers gonna do? Are they going to continue to represent them and they want to do no name, like no late? You know what I mean? It's down the line. There's so many what ifs or questions that things are just changing so quickly that it's kind of wild to see how many PGA Tour players they'll have kind of left. I'm actually kind of surprised. I really didn't see the Dustin Johnson thing. That name never really got brought up that I had ever seen. I know Bryson was talked about, Phil, and Phil is obviously over his prime, but he's still a huge crowd pleaser and people love watching him. So and it kind of surprised me too with the Bryson. I didn't know for sure if he was going to go. So I'm interested to see how the manufacturer's side, how that's going to work and how that's going to shake out. But did you guys like the setup though? I mean, as far as watching it, it was on their website. It was free. You don't have to worry about watching it on 2 or 3 different channels.
It was on YouTube as well.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I kind of like how it had teams like that. It brought me like more of a sports type vibe, I'm not saying that, just the PGA is more like elegant and it's, very clean cut. And this kind of just disrupts I like it. I don't know. I like it.
Tries to add fun to
I love
keeps it different. That's what grows companies, is just making changes. You can't stay stagnant in the way it's been done forever. You always got to change. So that's why I like it.
It's like us. We just not the traditional polo. You just go somewhere completely different and
disrupt it.
To the other side.
Yeah.
Do you guys? You talked about your new. You have a new launch coming up. When is that going to take place?
So,
or am I not supposed to ask that question?
No.
We're an open book here.
Yeah, we're hoping that it's going to be around the end of this month. We're really pushing just production times, and everything right now is a little crazy. I mean, I can't even believe I'm saying this, but still with COVID and stuff. So, the high quality prints that we have and the material that we use, it's not easy and it's not cheap to make. So. We don't want to rush anything and not do a good job on it. But we do have 4 new polos coming out. This might be our best drop yet. And we have some ladies apparel as well coming out with it. I think that we're going to start pushing that a lot more. It's, we're 2 friends, and fortunately, as good as Matt looks in a woman's polo, I don't think that anyone else wants to see that. So
I'm glad you mentioned that though, because my wife doesn't golf at all. However, like she helped us out in our tournament, and I love the fact that you guys have like matching polos, or not necessarily matching polos. We could match if we wanted to, but you have women's apparel. There's so many other golf brands and apparel companies out there, but it's so hard to actually find women's apparel that are actually kind of flashy like that with the cool designs. And I think that's one of the cool parts about your company as well.
I will say something you guys should maybe pivot to. A good friend of mine is starting to get into golf, and he's taller. So he's having issues finding extra large and then tall versus, getting some super big. There are not many companies that do that, like finding talls, anything like that. So maybe if you guys would, or you're down the line, maybe.
Here. We gotta stop. We gotta stop.
Okay.
We're already on
secret?
it.
Yeah. See, look at that.
I know I showed my buddy you guys, and he's like, man, I love the designs. I love everything. Cause he's kind of that fun polo. His bag is full of whiskeys in glasses. That's what his bag is.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
it's got like an OGO bag, and then it's got a bunch of like whiskeys on it, and then his head covers all barbecue themed. So he's just like a dude's dude. He loves the polos. He's like, but they don't have a tall option. So something like that would be super helpful to a lot of people in the community.
Yeah.
That sounds like you guys are ahead of me.
If he just grabs it and like another person grabs it, you just stretch it out long enough. Like
I didn't want to tell him that because I didn't want to wreck it.
No, I'm kidding. For a photo shoot, we actually tried to rip a polo just to like for the picture, like kind of just stretch it out as far as we could. And literally it just led to one of us just launching across the room. It's such like good material. Like this is like an OG shirt over a year old and it still looks, brand new and no tears on it, no color fading or anything. It truly is not just because of our brand, but in my opinion, the best polo that I own.
Yeah, like I said, I'm rocking one right now, and I love it. I love the way it fits too. I like the art, like the way it fits on the arms, but it's also like
the biceps.
The bicep
shows
but
the gun.
Yeah, it shows the guns, but it also, like you said, it's a cat. You can wear it the 19th hole. You can wear it outside of golf, which is one of the cool reasons why I really enjoy it as well. Because it's that shirt you go to the bar, and you're like, that's really cool. Where'd you get that? And it's like a walking billboard, it's free advertisement for you guys. So
I had a buddy in a bar and he got offered $100 to take off his shirt, switch to the other person with our Maui Wowie design.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So the real question is, did he do it though?
Yeah.
No, he didn't want to give it up.
He's that loyal.
Yeah, that loyal to us.
Yeah.
He actually owns every single polo that we've came out with.
Always gets a
Shout out,
drop.
Mark. There you go.
Yep.
There we go. Pulling the plug for Mark, putting the plug in for Mark.
He's gonna love that.
As far as hats go, do you guys have any? Are you guys putting any new hats or new golf gloves at all?
So that's something we're working on as well. Is the getting the embroidery right for our hats, and then did you ask about the gloves too?
Oh yeah,
gloves.
Yeah. So we're working on those. We got just for the righties right now, but we're working on stocking up to get some new designs out there and make sure the quality of our gloves stays the same. Because I know the ones we got, I don't know how long ago that was, 6 months or so.
Yeah.
And they've held up. I think I'm only on my second glove. And out here in Arizona, when you get sweaty, they can fall apart pretty quickly. But we're working on those, and like Nate had said, it's just making sure we keep that quality, because we don't want to just get something and push it out there. We want to make sure it's something that we can use continuously and that'll have some good durability.
And for the left-handed golfers too, this next one will have both left and right gloves.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah, everyone's so used to the right-handed.
Oh, I forget that people are lefty. Yeah. I forget that's the thing. Yeah.
I hate that when I try to give somebody a glove and they're like, "Oh, I'm a left-handed guy." I was like, "Oh, well, we got you soon.
Get you covered." Yeah, absolutely. We typically ask all of our guests if you could have one meal.
Oh, it's been a while since we've asked.
It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while. But if you could have one meal from any restaurant, it could be homemade, anything you want, what would be the go-to meal?
Well, I know Nate's excited to answer this, so I'll let him go first on that.
So there's this place in Colorado. It's called Woody's Wings. And I've been there ever since I could walk. I don't know, ever since I got out of the womb. But anyways, it started off as a hole in the wall spot. And when you walk into a place and you see there's something, some water dripping from the ceiling, it's going to be some good wings.
Yep.
So ate there for the longest time. They've upgraded to a nicer spot, but every time I'm in Colorado, got to get some extra crispy, extra saucy, medium wings, and just enjoy that plane ride home with a nice little bathroom trip.
Yep.
You had me sold at extra crispy.
Yeah, those sound really good.
Everything on, I was just extra.
Woody's Wings, and is it like near Denver?
It's in Aurora.
In Aurora. Okay, yeah.
Yep,
so
so
not
close.
too far. Okay.
Yep.
Hole in the wall kind of bars or restaurants with wings are like money. We have one right down the street here where we're from. It's called Runyon's. Same thing. You just walk in and you just know they're famous for their buffalo wings, and they're very good. So
you're gonna have Nate on the next flight out there.
I'll
to get
see you
some.
boys soon.
anytime you guys come out here, we'll take care of you. What about you?
I'd say for me is just like a nice steak off the grill. I don't get to eat them a whole lot because of the time invested to it, but just grilling a good steak has always been my favorite meal.
So, what about in that area? What would you recommend or suggest out in Scottsdale area as far as food goes? Like wings or maybe like
a good burger. I'm a good burger guy.
or a good Mexican food. What give you three spots?
There's so many options.
Mexican food up in North Scottsdale in the Kierland area. It's called Sol, SOL. I think it's SOL.
Yeah. That's a great
Mexican food.
I love Mexican food.
Yeah, no, it's like a sit down restaurant, but it's 100% worth it. Delicious.
Oh yeah. Then if you're going for burgers, there's Big Earl's up in Cave Creek or Hop Dotty, which is like a little in South Scottsdale.
Yeah,
those are some solid burger spots out here.
Did you guys hang out a lot at like the ASU campus? So I've been down there. I went near the campus. There's like a brewery that I went to last summer. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like
Fort
right
Peaks?
near the campus.
Was it Fort Peaks?
It could be. It was a pretty big brewery. They had a pretty cool outdoor setup and an indoor setup. And I can't.
Was it on Mill Avenue?
What was it called?
Was it on Mill Avenue? Like where all the bars are at?
Right next. It's like right next to the campus. So I said I've only been there once.
Maybe. Oh, that's not a brewery.
No, it is a brewery, but I can't remember the name. But it was really cool. It was a cool
really
setup.
Bad at this.
I know. Well, I've only been there once. But I'm saying I've been out there, and
I've never been there, so I have nothing to add.
But there's so much good food out here in the Valley area.
Oh, yeah.
You could eat at a different place every day, honestly, and it would be solid food.
Well, we'll definitely make our way out there.
Maybe in the near future.
Maybe in the near
wink,
future.
Wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll be able to get up there soon. And do you want to? You can add that promo. It was Rory. Do we have it set up yet? What you wanted to use that?
So it's going to be Rory and then the number 2 and then win. No spaces.
Rory number 2.
We'll put that all over our website. Yeah. And if Rory wins, then your polo is completely free. You can't buy it with a discount though. You have to use the code to be eligible. I think we might have to make it like $1 off. So that's okay. Yeah. But you can't use it with any other promo codes. And if he does win, then we will completely refund the polo. And that's going to be good until Saturday night.
Yep.
Perfect.
Nate and I will personally go through and hit that refund button for you. We hope Rory gets it.
Yeah, hopefully too. Yeah, that would be awesome. Matt and Nate, thank you so much for taking the time. Again, you guys have been doing an awesome job. Keep up the great work. And we look forward to talking to you in the near future.
Hey, thank you very much, guys. We had a great time.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Thank you guys for having us.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
We'll connect soon, okay?
All right.
Yep, sounds good.
Take care.